Periscope. Good morning, good morning, good morning. I am Bernadette Henry, and I'm a mental health and an emotional wellness coach, and I work with busy moms. Currently, I am working with moms that have children, newly diagnosed children with autism. I help you manage your feelings so that you can get your child the help that they need. If you're watching this, feel free to share this out. You may know someone that's going through this right now. Either they think something is going on with their child, or their child has just been diagnosed, or their child's been diagnosed for maybe 6 months or so, and mom is still struggling with her feelings, and as a result, child is losing out on precious time and help that they can be getting right now. So before I get started, really quick, I just want to let you know about, hey, Sweet Life and Stephanie on Instagram. Before I get started, I really want to tell you about my upcoming webinar that I have coming on Sunday, April 28th at 5 o'clock, and it's called From Suspecting to Accepting, Managing Your Feelings as a Mom of a Special Needs Child. Because, you know, even though the child is going through their thing, mom also needs to manage herself, her emotions, and check herself so that she can get her child together and not lash out on her child because she don't want to help the child. And, you know, in addition to this being National Autism Awareness Month, is also National Abuse Awareness Month as well. So child abuse is prevalent everywhere, but you also see it in children that may have conditions like autism, ADHD, and because mom haven't went to find out what's going on, she's mistreating that child because she's not aware of what's going on, and that can play a big role. You don't even know how many autistic and ADHD children are being abused because, you know, their parents keep whipping them instead of taking them to the doctor and finding out what's really going on with their child. So, getting to today's topic, managing your anger after your child is diagnosed with autism. Okay. When you hear that your child is autistic, it is natural to become angry. It's natural to be angry. You have no fault in being angry. You have a right to be angry because you did not expect this diagnosis. However, you cannot stay there forever. Once you go through hearing your child is diagnosed, a lot of times you go into denial, and then anger sets in, and you wonder, why me? What did I do? Why doesn't this parent child have a problem? Like, they did this and that, and I know the kind of life they live. Why does their kid don't have a problem, but I did everything right and my child has this quote unquote problem? And I'm not saying problem to suggest that autism is a problem, but this is just how I'm voicing it for the video. And a lot of times, once a mom, while they're in denial and anger sets in, they can be angry for these reasons. They're angry at their child's behavior. They're embarrassed by their child's behavior. There's a lack of communication either between you and the child, or you and the child's providers, or friends and family. And then the child, you know, has mental delays, and then you have a lack of support. So all of these different things, you know, feeds into your anger, and it's not helping you with helping your child. So these are just a few tips that I can offer you to help you alleviate some of that anger, okay? Because like I said, it's not gonna go away quick, fast, and in a hurry, because you didn't expect this to happen, and your feeling is valid. I'm going to keep telling you, your feeling is valid. However, you must learn how to cope or work through them so that your child gets the greatest benefits, okay? So express anger in healthy ways. Don't let it build up. So whether you go to a support group, whether you do counseling, whether you do coaching, whether you do exercise, whether you cry, whether you journal, whatever you do to get that anger out, it must be expressed so that you won't lash out on a child. Also, take control of the situation so that you don't feel hopeless. Take control over the situation so that you don't feel hopeless. Also, life is 20% what happens to you, and the other 80 is how you deal with it. You know, if you become so consumed with your anger, not only are you going to destroy your life, but you're going to destroy relationships. You're going to destroy, I forgot the word, but sabotage the help that you can get for your child. Like, when you find out that your child is autistic, and you have to work with people to manage, you know, the care to ensure that your child is getting the help that they need. Have realistic expectations of your family and friends. Autism is very hard. People are not going to bend over backwards to help you. I know all these things really feeds into that anger. However, like I said, you must start to alleviate some of that pain. And this is why I'm here to work with you to help you manage that anger or manage this emotion so that your child can get the greatest benefit. Like when my child was going through the process like years ago, I was angry. I was in denial. Like I went through these feelings, but I had to work through the feelings so that I can get my child the help that he needs and the reason why he's doing so well today. And no, I'm not saying my son no longer has autism, but I found a way to manage not only myself, but my household, my child, and everything else that plays a role so that he can be in a better situation than what he was before I really truly accepted what was going on. So I just wanted to encourage you. I just want to be a motivation to you. And once again, I am Bernadette Henry, and I'm a mental health and an emotional wellness coach for busy working moms. Right now, I am working with moms of newly diagnosed children on the autism spectrum, manage their feelings so that they can get the child the help that they need. If you have any questions, if you have any comments, feel free to leave them here in the comment section, or if you're on Instagram, send me a DM. If you're on Facebook, send me a direct message. If you're on Periscope, I'm unsure that you can leave me a message, but feel free also to, in all platforms, to share this out. Once again, my webinar will be on April 28th, 2019 at 5 o'clock. You will have to register. And in this webinar, I will be talking to you more in depth about my story. I will talk to you about the tools, the tips, the resources that I did use to help me get from point A to point Z. And I will give you the most powerful things or tools or resources that you can use to help you through this phase. Like I said, I've been there. I'm still there. You know, sometimes it doesn't go away overnight, but I want to help you because I understand the value of support. And once you have support, everything will be A-okay. So thank you so much for tuning in. I will talk to you soon. I see a question on Facebook, so let me move this. Bye, Periscope. Bye, Periscope. Let me see. Let me just end this broadcast on Periscope. Bye. Okay. All right, so Crystal, thank you so much for joining on Facebook. So your question is, you're welcome. What age was your son when you got him help? Actually, what happened was I tried to get him, but autism, okay, I tried to get him help at the age of 2 years old, okay? And at that time, I didn't know why early intervention was suggested to me. So I was just getting it because it was suggested to me, but I didn't know at the time. However, I got him help, I think around 3-ish or 4-ish when I noticed for myself that things were a little bit off, still not knowing that it was autism. So with autism, you can actually see it as early as 18 months. So it starts as early as 18 months. Most of the times you will see it by 2, and 2 is the perfect age to get your child that help and early intervention. And that's why it's important to watch your child. And if you have any concerns, bring them up to the doctor, you know, when you go to your child's wellness visits. But depending on the level of the spectrum that they're on, sometimes you may see it sooner, sometimes you may see it later. When did I start accepting it? I started accepting it once I heard, or once I was given the clue of him having autism, but it still was a journey for me to get through my feelings because you know, I didn't believe it. It's just different things that goes into it. Like, it doesn't go away. And I think that I will still have these feelings for a lifetime, but I didn't, right now or currently, I'm not letting my feelings interfere with me getting my child the help. I'm not embarrassed by my child. I'm not ashamed of my child. I don't treat my child in such a way. So I think that accepting it is a long process. It's really a long process because you just have to go through it, you know. So for some people, they accept it right away. Some people, it takes them some time. It can take months. It can take years, but it happens. So thank you so much for the questions. Also too, I have a webinar on Sunday. So if you'd like to join, I would definitely love to have you there. And I will also have more tips, tools, and resources that I use to help me